Coming up, the flames of suspicion are on the rise here in Los Angeles as a arsonist might have been caught. We have no idea what's going on. We'll have the latest updates on that question, plus a verdict in the Trump case that's leaving us all confused. And you won't believe what Mark Zuckerberg told Joe Rogan just recently. We have that clip. It's a bombshell. WorldNet Daily Live starts right now. All right, we are live here. Josh Turnbow is, of course, it's the Friday show, Josh.
Hey, Matt. Great to see you guys.
Wow. What is going? Whoa.
I'll let Alexa thank you.
Wow. You're going to give people seizures at home or wherever they're driving or whatnot. Okay, very good. Well, hey, I mean, we knew when these fires broke out that there was something crazy going on. And now it feels like it's been a week, but it's only been 48 hours, maybe creeping into the third day here of these fires. And now we're starting to kind of see, A, the devastation, which is awful, but two, who's behind this? What started this? Was it natural? Was it arsonists? So we've got a lot of questions we want to get through here. The first thing, though, is there's breaking news, I guess, that the LA just issued a mandatory curfew. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. The LA sheriff issued a mandatory curfew. We have that clip, too. We can actually watch it right here.
To next, and we started talking about this last night, is a curfew. A curfew order has been established for the Palisades and Eaton fire areas in all mandatory evacuation zones. That will be in effect. It was in effect last night, and it's going to be in effect tonight at 6 p.m. So it ended at 6 a.m. this morning, will take effect again until 6 p.m. I'm emphasizing that to our media partners because part of this is communicating to the public. You cannot be in these affected areas. If you are subject to arrest.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big deal. So this is kind of like,
what are they trying to curb there? Is it?
Well, there's been a lot of, I would say, like, yet to be confirmed reports that there's all kinds of potential looting. There's some direct looting we're seeing, but it looks like it's kind of like one of those things where, like, people aren't going back to the houses yet, but there are reports that people in cars are showing up to go look through the houses,
right?
Especially if there is a house that survived and there's nobody in it. This is, like this lady, I was at the grocery store this morning. This lady said, "Are the fires even out?" And it's kind of like this chaotic moment, Matt, where we're like, I don't know. And so order, right? They need order back in this chaos, which really LA has shown us that, like, the city, the state, the governor, everything's kind of chaotic. Everything's a mess. And now they're trying to, like, grab onto it to restore order through curfew and even with the National Guard now.
Yeah, the National Guard rolling in there. We have a clip of that. We can throw that up as we do this, as we talk about this. But
we're staging to go support local fire and police departments out in LA.
Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, but the thing I wanted to talk about, the looting aspect of it, is that is like, what is, I thought looting was legal in California now. I don't know. I keep going back and forth on that law. But secondly, this whole curfew thing, like, I would feel if, like, I want to go back to my house if it was burned down. I need to see what's there. I need to see what survived. And I also want to protect anything that I might not have been able to take and have it not fall in the hands of someone looting. So I might feel a little bit better if I knew that the city was in good hands.
Yeah.
But now that we're relying on the sheriff's department to protect our things, like, it's that moment when you're in the plane and you're like, I know I don't know how to fly a plane, but I wish I was in the cockpit, man. I wish I was in the cockpit.
No, I know what you mean. That those clips we were seeing that were beside us is essentially the National Guard coming in right now, it's likely they're gonna use them to support these areas where they're worried about looting.
Right.
But today's show is like, we're also looking at, like, there's this lingering question over everything about arson. And I think, like, we'll jump to those clips as well. Oh, dude. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but well, first I was going to say we have this guy David Lynn on X outlines that this is the most destructive. Yeah. This is the most destructive in U.S. history. This fire, in terms of a fire, and I don't know if that's a computer generated image or what that is, or I can't imagine that's a real image, because there's no smoke in there. But
Alexis thought it might be Altadena, but we weren't sure. We couldn't confirm if it's not AI.
Yeah. But I mean, that's a pretty good representation of what it looks like. I mean, that is horrific. Look at those numbers: 29,000 acres destroyed, $57 billion in economic damage, and 180,000 people evacuated. And these fires are still going. They're still going. And are those the two combined fires, the Eaton fire and the Palisades fire numbers? Because I thought the Palisades just topped 20,000 itself, and the Eaton fire is well into the 5 digits as well. So who knows? I mean, this thing just keeps going by the minute.
And then, I've seen that number, like 57 billion total. But by the way, aren't we sending that to Ukraine next week? I think we're sending 57 billion. Like that's. And I'm going to guess, Matt, that number is going to come up. I think for sure that damage number is going to come up.
Oh, absolutely.
Because like, how would you assess that? You know what I mean? Like, nobody knows what burned in their houses.
Yeah. And then Kira Davis posted, the great Kira Davis. We had her on the show the other day. She posted this. Now, there's two things here. One, look at that shot. And number two, she pinpoints exactly what Gavin Newsom should be thinking, because she says, this is a live shot of Gavin Newsom's 2028 presidential hopes. I don't know how he recovers from this. I don't see him recovering from this at all. Like, how can you? I mean, but it is California. But that photograph is, I mean, it looked like Godzilla -1. Did you see that film?
Yeah. Great film, Matt. Yeah, I know what you mean. Also, his donor base got their houses wiped out. So, it's true. You remember that?
And their insurance canceled.
Yeah. This is going to be the most, like, litigious next few years. And these people have good attorneys. That's the weird thing about this one. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the world.
In the world. Yeah. Well, I don't know, Abu Dhabi, and I think of Saudi Arabia now. I mean, that's a whole other topic. Like, why are those countries just booming with beautiful architecture and wealth and building and all that stuff? And here's America that's just like stagnant. We're stagnant. It's a whole other discussion. I know, but it just, when you look at this and you think about the litigation that you mentioned and just the frustration that people are going to have. I mean, Adam Carolla, I don't know if you saw his little rant. He pointed out perfectly. He's like, you think these people are upset now? Wait until they try to pull permits to rebuild. Wait until the guys show up at the Coastal Commission and say, you can't build your house on the coast. What are you talking about? We don't do that anymore.
We don't do that. We changed our mind. There's some talk online that I think we were talking about this morning, that there's a rumor, it's unconfirmed, that they are in the background. There's discussion, which it's political suicide to do this, but there's, rezoning.
Oh yeah.
Some of those areas, right, that they've wanted to take back forever. How did they ever let all those houses get built on those wetlands?
Exactly.
That aren't wet at all. It's dry as a bone.
Yeah. This is the new way forward, the new day. You got to save the turtles, you got to save the sea lions and the Delta smelt and all the little things. And when we have heard, these people who blast us about overpopulation and the climate change and humans are the worst thing to walk along the earth. Like, of course they're not going to want you to build, of course they're not going to want you to be out in these areas. And they're just going to push people into look at the borders. They're pushing people into the cities, into their little 15-minute cities by not being out in the hills. You can't live in the hills. What are you doing in the hills? That's where animals live. That's where the bears live.
Or their favorite thing to do that's like a little bit of a segue of that is like they put in multifamily. So they'll like,
yes,
don't worry, where there was 3 houses, we'll now have a tower of apartments.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to give you a little bit of an actual segue here, Matt. You know what Trump calls the Delta smelt? He says it's a worthless fish.
A worthless fish. Oh, the poor Delta smelt.
That's a worthless fish, he said.
You know,
they've amazing.
They've every time I've seen a Delta smelt, it fits in the palm of your hand. Is that the adult size of a Delta smelt?
Dude,
it sounds like it.
Yeah, it's a small little weird thing that they're just destroying the whole sate for.
And because and what does it contribute to? Like, is it
water?
Birds eat it? The water?
Oh, no, I mean,
like why?
The ecosystem butterfly effect, Matt. If you kill a bug, it doesn't feed a bird, and next thing you know, there's a tornado.
Is this how we ended up with Biden? Like the dodo bird died, and then we ended up with people like Biden and Kamala Harris. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, speaking of Trump, he's not letting this go to waste at all.
Never.
Look at this. Yeah. One of the best and most beautiful parts of the United States of America is burning down to the ground, and it still is, right? Yeah. It's ashes, and Gavin Newsom should resign. This is all his fault. And it's hard to say it's not. It's hard to say it's not. He didn't. I don't think he started it, but he certainly was in positions of power to have stopped this and turned things around, as Trump has pointed out over and over and over again. But he's spot on here. I don't know how these people survive politically. I don't know how. The only thing I can think of is that TDS is rampant in Los Angeles and in California, and they keep electing these people.
Yes, and this is going to challenge them more than ever. Part of me always thinks, will they ever learn? I don't know.
Yeah. What is this? So we have this clip here. It's kind of going to be hard to see.
Yeah.
But this is a webcam that caught somebody. Is this in the Eaton fire? Or is this the Palisades fire?
This is the Eaton fire. In Arcadia.
Okay.
And this is kind of like a long range webcam, and it's really hard to see even in the original video. But what you have here is all of a sudden a fire starts on the hillside. And then there are people claiming that you can see a person moving around up there in the bushes.
Right.
And, they're going to know if this is arson because it has a singular spot where it starts. But this is what they believe led to the fire in the area. So, this is the arson evidence that we're kind of weighing right now. And I think more of this is going to come out, especially because if you think about it, Matt, the arson sidestep kind of limits the, it's a good scapegoat for the idea that, I don't know, the reservoirs weren't full of water. You know what I mean? Like they had no water to even put the fire out. Oh yeah, but arson. It's a good political scapegoat. We'll know if it works soon.
I think we'll know if it works soon. I don't think it's going to, because remember, anytime the media and these elites try to craft the narrative, in comes along the internet, in comes, we're here. I mean, it squashes down Elon Musk. He's going to be like, and then also it doesn't really matter how it does matter how it started, but it doesn't matter how big it got was not because of that guy. I mean, stuff like that could be squashed out like that if you had the resources and everything available.
Well, that goes to the competence argument, which clearly no competence at all.
At all.
In almost all the regions where the fires took place, because they're instantly overwhelmed,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. There needs to be, we are 10 days away from Trump taking over the White House. There needs to be a special investigation, a commission, a Kash Patel, whoever it is. Someone needs to say, we are going to look into the response or the response and the history of what led to this fire getting so out of control. Because if those numbers keep growing, and this becomes the worst natural disaster in California history and maybe one of the top ones in U.S. history, you have to have the federal government under Trump investigate this and get to the bottom of it and say that it will never, ever happen again. Never again. And if it does, it's because it was just God was in control. It was a biblical moment.
An act of God, yeah.
Yeah, this is incompetence and downright sinister in some parts of it. And if it turns out that these people are arsonists and they find them and it turns out that are they just a psycho arsonist, or were they a paid arsonist? I don't know. I mean, there's all sorts of different scenarios here. There was a wildfire firefighter who was arrested years ago for setting fires, because the way the system was set up is you don't get paid unless you're fighting wildfires, and there wasn't a lot of wildfires, so he would go out and set fires.
He needed work.
It's true. That's true.
Horrible.
So yeah. And anyway, so that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Paris, is this Paris Hilton or Perez Hilton?
No, it's Paris Hilton.
It's Paris Hilton. Let's watch this clip here. Yeah.
Remember her?
What is this? Yeah.
She made a sad video of a walkthrough of her
oh my gosh.
house.
I didn't listen to the music. Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Anything for a TikTok moment.
I think there was writing at the bottom of the video that said house number 5 burned to the ground, I think.
No, and then she had
I'm
to
just
remove it.
messing with you.
Oh, okay.
That's cruel.
No, I mean, that's devastating. There's a lot of,
she's worked hard for that.
Yeah, but I mean that's just another representation of all the homes around there that burned.
And I think that one's like on the beach too, Matt. Like it looked like it was.
Yeah, it looked like it was.
Yeah. That's
so back to this arsonist thing here.
Yeah.
It looks like there was some citizens tried to arrest somebody. We have this is compelling footage. I just saw it this
weird
morning.
video.
Yeah. So what are we looking at here? This guy is in the black is the suspected arsonist.
He was walking around with a torch, they claim. Okay. And so the people are like, citizens arrest. Okay. He's got a yellow torch.
What neighborhood is this? Boyle Heights or something?
Hills fire, because that was started at a parking lot. It's going to come over here and light up this area.
Oh my gosh. No, this is crazy. I can't even believe it, because I'm like
a 30-year-old guy,
crazy, because I'm like, how does a fire jump literal cities?
I know. I can understand there, but all the way over
exactly.
to West Hills,
that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, so they're in West Hills. Wait, did he say West?
Thanks for letting me
Yeah,
know,
so
guys.
this was the Kenneth fire that broke out.
Yeah.
In West Hills, Calabasas, Woodland Hills area.
Right.
And they have since gotten that one contained pretty well. And I remember seeing that they caught a guy, but I never saw that footage before until this morning. But
there's a weird conclusion to it too, right?
I guess so.
So
Breaking
saying,
911 on X says something. What do we have there?
And additional investigative steps, looking at some additional evidence that was present. They made the determination that there was not enough probable cause to arrest this person on arson or suspicion of arson, and therefore this person was arrested on a felony probation violation. After the interview and additional investigative steps,
good.
Some additional evidence that was present.
Felony probation.
So he was arrested on felony probation. So what? So but they haven't released his name.
Of arson.
No,
and this person was.
I don't think he's a citizen, Matt. I'm seeing that. Now I can't confirm that, guys, but we're seeing that on X. People are saying he had 5 cell phones and wasn't a citizen. There's a lot of stuff flying around. That's the whole point of kind of like talking about it, because how they're making that distinction so fast, a little beyond me. But they're like, look, he didn't do it, but he is a felon. Oh man, I don't know.
We don't know much about the Vegas shooter. We don't know much about Thomas Crooks and his overseas accounts and his phones, but we sure do know everything about the guy who shoots insurance CEO. We know everything about this guy except his name. He was caught with incendiary devices.
Oh,
but they don't have enough evidence.
Woodland Hills.
Yeah, Woodland Hills.
Thank you, Calcom. Yeah.
Yeah, the west part of the valley there. Yeah, incredible, man, incredible. Well, I mean, look, again, we're still in it. Some of these, I mean, these fires are still going on, and we're still in the thick of it. And
yeah, absolutely.
And we know that arsonists, this is an arsonist West dream. When there's huge wildfires going on, they just get to go out there and try and add to the chaos. I mean, it's
Matt, it's not even fire season.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Bizarre. Yeah, usually this happens in October.
Yeah.
And into November. Yeah, incredible. All right, well, we will definitely keep tabs on that over the weekend and update everybody on Monday of what's going on. But let's transition here real quick. Patriot Mobile. We look at this. We got it right here. We got it right here. So we can keep my beautiful visage on the screen. We can keep our beautiful faces up here. Folks, patriotmobile.com/WND Patriot. Scan the QR code down there and switch over. Okay, your coverage is guaranteed still, but switch over to Patriot Mobile, and they're the wireless world's only Christian conservative company that will provide you with excellent coverage, and a portion of their profits go to charities and things that you care about. So if you're tired of being on the big ones, head over to Patriot Mobile, use the promo code WND Patriot, and you will be forever grateful. So I know who's not forever grateful right now is President Trump, because the Supreme Court last night said they will not listen to his appeal on his sentencing hearing. And then this morning, the New York judge, we have the story over at WorldNet Daily, the New York judge uses lawfare case to sentence Trump to discharge. What does that mean, Josh?
It's like they can't
No
let
sentencing.
it go, Matt. They couldn't just say like, we dismissed the case. They had said like, no, it's he's a felon in discharge. I think is that what they're saying, guys? A felon in discharge. So they were trying to figure out a way to keep the felon title.
Yes.
Because this matters to people that watch CNN. He's a felon.
Yes.
He's a threat to our democracy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can't, but he got no sentence. So no punishment.
No.
He's a felon, and actually, so he might be the first felon that has no sentence.
Yeah,
other than the lawfare.
Go ahead, producer Kira.
So there's also speculation. I believe it's, I can't remember who it was. Posted this on Instagram. Said that this leaves it open for Trump to appeal.
I was going to say,
which he now. Everyone is saying in the legal fields, he has a very valid appeal and it can be.
Yeah, he has.
So
he has to appeal.
They may have thought, we're going to keep this felon title on him, but now he can appeal, and then that would make it go away completely and show that he's not a felon. So instead of dismissing, they could have dismissed. He would have not been able to felon. They thought maybe this was their way of keeping that title on him, but now he can appeal it.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine going through an entire legal process to get them to revoke the title discharge so that you can get rid of felon. What a joke,
Yeah.
Like this is our legal system now. Any normal person couldn't afford to do that. I mean, Trump can, but a normal person would be like, I'm probably just going to keep the title.
Yeah, and Trump, not only can Trump afford it, but doesn't Stormy Daniels owe him like $500,000? He could just put that money towards his appeal, I imagine. So he may not have to pay for it after all.
Remember how much news all that made, and then the minute they didn't win that trial, it just evaporates. He's never going to hear about it again, right?
Look, the minute he won the election, he's sitting next to, he's chumming it up with Barack Obama at Jimmy Carter's funeral. I thought he was Hitler, you guys. What is Obama chit-chatting with him at Carter's funeral for? I know we don't have that footage, but it's one of those things where everybody's just, he's welcome to the White House. He's having a good time with Biden. Like, this guy he's just the 47th president. That's all.
This is why many people online are saying, so they never actually believed he was Hitler.
They never
thought he
did.
was a threat to democracy. That was all just
hyperbole.
Yeah.
But the rank and file did. The neighbors down the street with the Harris Biden flag, like they believe he's Hitler. They do.
But there's something about those folks that we need to find a resolution for in this country. Like they're dangerously gullible, and they just believe whatever Anchorman news guy says. They just believe it outright.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
we
a
have
threat
this
to our democracy, Matt. Don't forget.
We have this clip here, I think, from is it Mike Davis was on the Benny Johnson show talking about warning the judge in this case. Do we have that? Yeah, let's watch that.
Had their cathartic sentencing today, because it is going to backfire and backfire spectacularly, because right now the Democrats think they're the hunters, and guess what? On January 20th at noon, they're going to become the hunted. And I'm going to make damn sure of that as a private citizen at the Article 3 Project, exercising my God-given right to speak and to lobby governments. I'm going to make goddamn sure the Trump 47 Justice Department opens a criminal probe, but I'm going to make damn sure that happens. I'm going to make that my very public advocacy every day until Juan Merchan's ass is in prison.
Can you please walk me through what potential charges would be brought against Juan Merchan in this case? You say you want to throw his ass in prison. Walk me through the landscape there, Mike.
I want to throw his third world Marxist trash ass in prison and then revoke his citizenship and send him back to the Cali cartel or wherever the hell he came from in Colombia. Let me tell you what it is. It's 18 U.S.C. Section 241, conspiracy against rights, a very serious federal civil rights felony. And when you politicize and weaponize intel agencies and law enforcement to go after your political enemies for non-crimes, which is exactly what happened here, you have committed that very serious federal civil rights felony. And judges are not immune from 18 U.S.C. Section 241. So I would say to Juanito, or whatever the hell this judge's name is, this third world Marxist trash, that you better lawyer up, buddy, because there has to be a criminal probe. You are corrupt. You are partisan. You are dangerous. You took our country to the brink.
Wow.
Man, fire. Matt, so I was at NatCon this past July, and I can't remember if this gentleman was there, but there was a real conversation going on, National Conservatism Conference. And the folks that were there are going to be in the justice system of the new administration. And they had real conversations about this, like in the next 4 years, they have the opportunity to make it right. And make it right doesn't mean they don't do anything. And it's not like, oh, you're just weaponizing how we weaponized. No, they're saying they broke the law. We need to now use the law to do what you do to lawbreakers, which is you put them in jail, you indict them. Mm-hmm. If we don't do that, they'll just, the next time they get their election cycle, they know that they can use this tool with immunity. So there may be a hammer that's going to drop. I'll be extremely disappointed if that's not the case in the next 2 years at least.
Oh, you and me both, man. You and me both, and so many people watching right now too believe that same thing. And this is, and I think the biggest obstacle is not necessarily going to be those who are going to get prosecuted and their personal defenders, like, because we expect that, but it's going to come from the weak folks on the right who are just going to say, we're in charge now. Can we just put all that stuff behind us? Like, let's not do anything. Let's just go back. They want to put their head in the sand and say, like, let's just go back to the year 2000 when everything was just like that. And we don't have to worry about it. Like, no, I wish I could do that too. You know, I wish I could do that too. But like, I pulled myself out of the matrix. You know, everybody has, you can't plug yourself back in. You cannot allow yourself to get plugged back in and get sucked in, because we're just going to have this over and over and over again. Sometimes, Josh, maybe we need to do a show on simulation. I feel like I'm living in a simulation. Yeah. And I feel like the possibility that we are living in a simulation gets greater every day because, like, think about it. With the power of AI, the power of all of this technology these days, it's like the fact that we can even comprehend what it would look like to be in a simulation. I have no idea if I'm me. Am I the real me? I don't know.
I mean, Matt, on like a daily level. So like when we put the show together, we're looking for images. There's already a flood of like AI images it's a difference between using AI art for like a thumbnail or something, right? AI images that people are like claiming as footage. It's clearly not.
Right.
Yeah. And that, by the way, in the whole, simulation, I never would have guessed that the chapter coming was the richest parts of LA burned to the ground. I would have never seen that in the simulation.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll obviously keep watching that. We want to get to this Zuckerberg clip, but before we do, folks, we want to see this Zuckerberg clip. But before we do, it's flu season. It's cold season. It's flu season. It's all of those horrible things. And the Zelenko, I love these little graphics down here. Which I feel like I can Anyway, the Zelenko protocol is what you need. There's Z-Stack. The Z-Stack has all of the supplements that you need in order to boost your immune system and keep you fighting off those viruses and all the things that ail you during the flu season. I'm not a doctor, but go talk to your physician about this. And once you do, head over by scanning the QR code over here. I got to get used to this. Scan the QR code over here and use promo code WND to get 5% off your order of Z-Stack over at the Zelenko protocol. Very good. All
Matt,
right.
somebody said, guys, put that up real quick one more time. Somebody said, how am I supposed to scan the QR code if I'm watching on my phone?
That's what I tell you that?
Screen cap, people.
Screen capture.
Or click the link. Yeah, you hit the button.
Yeah.
Oh, also, and you said all of this is all of these things are in our description below.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Click below
and we're okay. Producer Kara.
So for those of you who have if you don't have an iPhone, but for iPhone users, if you just screen cap the image right now and then go into your camera roll, you just tap and hold that QR code and it opens the website.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It does. Also, one thing you should know, anytime you see a website, anytime you see a web link on your screen and you can't click it, like how you're in Instagram and people will post links and they're not actually linkable, screen cap it, open it in your camera roll, tap and hold, it opens the website.
Listen to this.
You just learned something new.
What an education. Who people think they turn in for like world news? No.
No,
you want to know how to use
your phone.
You know
how to click links.
You want to know how to use your phone properly.
Thank you, producer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we've teased it long enough. Here, Timcast News shared this clip, but this is Mark Zuckerberg, the creator, some say, or just the figurehead, some others say, of Facebook, and he was on Joe Rogan. Let's watch this.
At the beginning, it kind of seemed like, okay, we should give a little bit of deference to the government and the health authorities on how we should play this. But when it went from, 2 weeks to flatten the curve to, and in the beginning, it was like, okay, there aren't enough masks. Masks aren't that important. To then it's like, oh no, you have to wear a mask. And, everything was shifting around. It just became very difficult to kind of follow. And this really hit the most extreme, I'd say, during the Biden administration when they were trying to roll out the vaccine program. And now I'm generally pretty pro rolling out vaccines. I think on balance, the vaccines are more positive than negative.
On balance, Matt.
But
whatever the hell that means.
While they're trying to push that program, they also tried to censor anyone who is basically arguing against it. And they pushed us super hard to take down things that were true, right? I mean, they basically pushed us and said, anything that says that vaccines might have side effects, you basically need to take down. And I was just like, well, we're not going to do that. We're clearly not going to do that. I mean, that is kind of inarguably true.
Who is they? Who's telling you to take down things that
it was
that talk about vaccine side effects?
It was people in the Biden administration.
So, but you did it anyway.
You did it anyway. Yeah. I mean, we've all
to this day.
Yep. To this day.
To this freaking day, man. Facebook's the worst. So I mean, I get it. He's protecting his ass, his business. But dude, he keeps doing these mea culpas on, on Rogan, of course. We're going to be different.
Is it though?
Why would we believe you?
He's passing the buck. He's like, the government told us to do it, so we did it. I have no spine. I didn't say F you like Elon Musk did. Remember that clip of Elon Musk? And he's like, go F yourself, right?
Remember that. Yeah. He was saying that to Bob Iger of Disney.
Yeah.
Who was holding the ad dollars over his head as a blackmail.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so, dude. I mean, we're not going to believe you this time. What did George Bush say? Fool me once. Fool me once. Shame on you. Shame on. You're not going to fool me.
No. Well, I'll believe it when it happens. Right. I'll believe it when it happens.
We were having a discussion about YouTube, and I think if you watch the show at all, we know that we say that YouTube is always hitting us with censoring things, and may even hit us for that clip, right? That's everywhere.
No, we love YouTube now. We love YouTube.
Yeah, but we love you. You got to be on YouTube to make it work. It's the biggest audience. So the question is now, will YouTube lighten up on all of this nonsense? So you can't say the word vaccine on YouTube at all. Like you'll get a little warning. It'll go,
yeah,
and it'll be a disclaimer, a medical disclaimer, like how great vaccines are. Which there's the number of people that just believe that openly or flatly is just shrinking every single day.
Of course. Yeah. Either they're affected by it in their own lives, or they just hear the stories and see the things that come out, because you got people like Elon Musk who said, free speech has got to just keep going, And I see people on X complaining that, there's not really free speech because I wasn't allowed to call someone the N-word. And you're like, okay, buddy, relax. That's not the end of the day. Sorry, I didn't mean to go there, but
great motivations in life. I mean, get a life.
Yeah, get a life, buddy. Yeah, very good. All right. Well, speaking of all those sites, we want to make sure everybody's on them. You got to have accounts all over the place.
Yeah. Should I do my spiel now? We almost need a new lower barrier so we don't. But same old thing, guys. Get the Rumble app. Watch us over there. We love that. But we're gonna push to make it work on YouTube, because that is still the biggest reach. So. If you only watch it on YouTube and you're not willing to get the Rumble app, I totally get it. Can you, we'd love you to follow us over on YouTube. And of course, if you want breaking news, I mean, who doesn't want breaking news? You need breaking news. You can pull that down, guys. You need breaking news now, guys, because you know what last week was, right, Matt? It was 2 terrorist events in a couple days, and now LA burnt to the ground. So who knows what next week is, but our X account.
My God, you're right.
It was last week, dude.
The Cybertruck guy. That was last week?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the other thing? There was a Cybertruck guy. I don't even remember what the other thing
was. New Orleans. New Orleans.
Oh, the driver in New Orleans. Oh my gosh.
New Year's, Eve and New Year's Day.
Man,
dude, that was only 10 days ago.
Wow. Incredible.
Hey guys,
incredible.
Do you remember the hurricane?
What hurricane?
Remember there was a hurricane just a couple
that took out
ago?
South Carolina or
that one.
The news cycle
is moving too fast.
So fast that it feels like that was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
that's the simulation for me, Matt. Is the
it's the news cycle. But the other thing that makes you you need to be prepared for. You need to be prepared. So real quickly, to be prepared, there's 2 things you need prepared. One, you need, you ready? You need the uncharted supply. You need the 72-hour survival system. Get a screenshot, take a screenshot of your phone right now, so that way you can tap that QR code.
Yeah.
So take a screenshot and then tap the QR code, and it'll take you over to Uncharted Supply, where you can get yourself a 72-hour survival system. Or you can click the link in the description. And that's exactly what you want to do. The other thing you need is a Kung Fu grip from Dai.
You got to get a grip on your survival.
That's right. Because you're wearing the backpack and you've got your rifle, right?
Absolutely. You got to get this is actually a low cost product. I think this thing's $20. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Get one. Hopefully you have a rifle to put it on. If you don't have a rifle, get this. So that when you do get the rifle, you'll have the grip. This is like a tactical grip, all right? You don't want to look silly with a wooden grip or something at the range. Kung Fu grip is awesome. It's got this more forward I think what 12
degrees. 12 degrees.
12 degrees, everybody. Yeah, we'd love you to support our advertisers by doing the thing Kira talked about and clicking the thing and doing the thing. But Kung Fu Grip Dye Free Co. is the company name, of course, also in the description.
Fantastic. All right, everybody. Well, I mean, gosh, who knows what's going to happen by Monday, but we'll be here. We'll be here to deliver it to you. We'll get you updates on all this stuff. And please always go over to worldnetdaily.com, WND.com, so you can keep tabs over there. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. God bless.